How do you do, fellow kids? This is Mer-Man, the Lords of Power version of Mer-Man. So he's basically kind of a recreation of the concept, the original concept for Mer-Man. His face sculpt is more like how he appeared in the animated series. So we can go ahead and take a look at his packaging. I'm actually going to reach over. And do a little comparison. I do have the other card for the normal Mer-Man. The front pretty much looks identical. New for 21 Mer-Man, Ocean Warlord. Everything there is consistent. There are a couple of differences on the back. Obviously, the cross cell is different. I'm going to move this a little bit so we can see the artwork. So this is the regular release Mer-Man, and got some good artwork of him on the ocean floor. And then this is the Lords of Power Mer-Man, and he is coming up above the surface. So I wanted to point that out, and then I'm going to go ahead and open this up so we can get a better look at this action figure. Very cool. I'm really stoked about this. I love the fact that they are kind of going back to the drawing board and giving us different versions of some of the iconic characters. So yeah, let's check out Lords of Power Mer-Man. All right, here he is, folks, the Lords of Power Mer-Man. I guess I should add an explanation about the Lords of Power. So basically, Lords of Power is a kind of subset of some of the original characters that are that were based on the original concepts for the Masters of the Universe action figures, and this version of Mer-Man is part of that subset. Now, the reason why they're called Lords of Power is because the original concept for Masters of the Universe was that they were going to be called Lords of Power, and they decided, or Mattel decided, that the term Lords of Power denoted too much of a religious context, and so they decided to change that to Masters of the Universe. I actually think Masters of the Universe sounds better. I do think it's funny that there was an 80s toy line called Power Lord, which basically, is those same, words kind of rearranged. But anyway, yeah. So we've got our Mer-Man. So to go back to that, I think there were 5 Lords of Power action figures. They were originally sold as a set for San Diego Comic-Con, or no, it was PowerCon, which is the Masters of the Universe convention, or more or less an unofficial convention. I think, I'm not sure. But anyway, or it might be an official Mattel convention. I don't know. I know they do support it by selling convention exclusives, and that specific set was an exclusive, but they've decided to release some of these figures separately. The He-Man figure is a little different. The Skeletor has a different head sculpt. Mer-Man has a different head sculpt. His accessories are a little different, and we'll kind of go over that. There was a Man-at-Arms, and the Man-at-Arms does not have a mustache. I don't know what other differences he has. There is a Beast Man that is more ape-like. In fact, his head sculpt actually recycled a mold from the Big Jim toy line, where they basically took a gorilla and they resculpted his head for the regular vintage release, and obviously Beastman has the Origins, they have that that same that same ape-like head sculpt. Now they've announced that they're doing the Lords of Power Mer-Man and the Lords of Power Beast-Man, and I don't know if they're going to release any more. Mattel seems to be slowing down on announcing and releasing the Origins line, and they're kind of shifting focus to Masterverse. But anyway, so here we have our Mer-Man, and I wanted to kind of compare him to the regular release Mer-Man. Got a little bit of a difference in the shade of green that they are. The most noticeable difference is the head sculpt. This Mer-Man does look much more like a sort of an aquatic creature, and this kind of classic vintage or normal release Mer-Man has more of a feline face. He definitely has very feline looking ears, which kind of changes the look. Although I think they probably changed it. Smaller eyes makes a monster more sort of insidious looking. These eyes are big and kind of cutesy. He doesn't look, I think this one has a little bit more of a menacing look. But either way, I like both of them. They're really cool. Side by side, you can really tell the difference in the sort of like the wearable accessories they have. I think this sword, the Sword of Rakash, is the exact same mold for both of them. If you look at the armor, kind of incorporates both pieces. That on this one, on the Lords of Power version, is 2 pieces. He's got a torso piece here, and then he's got his waist piece with sort of these kind of dangling tassels or fringe or whatever you want to call those. Other than that, let's see, he's got his feet or kind of boots are unique. The regular Mer-Man had just kind of that reused monster feet. The hands are different. He doesn't have the kind of monster claw hand. He sort of has the normal hero or human hand, and then he's got these kind of finned gloves, which is very cool. So yeah, a lot of really kind of cool differences with the Lords of Power Mer-Man. He is kind of a neat novelty, and I love that I have him. It is really fun to other than the fact that it's almost like you can kind of pass him by and think, well, I already have that one. But when you compare them side by side, you can really tell the difference in the sculpt. He does have a lot more spikes here, so really cool. Really cool. I like this whole concept of the Lords of Power. Kind of an homage to the history and the development of the Masters of the Universe toy line from the 80s. And that's a lot of fun. Hope they're able to do more. I'd love to see some other things like a Vicor, which was kind of a early concept barbarian He-Man figure, and Savage He-Man, aka Wonder Bread He-Man, and all of that. So I guess we'll have to see what the future holds for the Masters of the Universe Origins. I may pick up a few of the Masterverse line, but I was really into this line specifically for the nostalgia. And I completely agree with the criticisms, and the criticisms are that the Masters of the Universe Classics was such a step up from this, and this is kind of a step back. And as far as like the detail and stuff, I completely agree with that. But what I think other collectors should remember is that there are collectors like me who are really having a field day with these retro toy lines, and specifically things like Masters of the Universe Origins are really are really making things interesting. I mean, I was able to buy Castle Grayskull, and that blows my mind because I didn't have Castle Grayskull as a kid, and growing up, it was like, wow, that is the most extravagant thing that anyone could ever have. Just for note, the two things that I kind of always wanted was Castle Grayskull. Now I already got it, and the next thing would be the original G.I. Joe headquarters playset, which I don't think Hasbro is going to re-release, but if they did, it would just blow my mind. And I'd love to have a USS Flag, but in all honesty, I think it would just be in the box for years until I had a place to put it or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, if they did the flag, I'd have to really think about it. I'd probably buy one. So anyway, that's enough of me rambling. And this has been my review of the Lords of Power version of Mer-Man. Really great to have him in my collection now.